Metamorphosis Boutique, and we're in the DC Spotlight.
I'm Stacy Lattisaw, and I'm in the DC Spotlight.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Washington, D.C., Southeast D.C. I recorded my first album at 12 years old, and had a very interesting childhood. But I think that everything I went through has made me who I am today.
Really? So you were what I would consider the original Brandy, the original Monica, the original Aaliyah. You know, the child.
I was 12 years old actually, and I actually was 9 when I performed in Washington D.C. at Fort Dupont Park. There were an estimated crowd of 30,000 people there. Wow. And I remember my mom, she was like, because they knew I could sing at 6 years old, but by the time I turned 9, they wanted me to sing, you know, out in the public, but I was very shy. So, of course, I said no. And my mom was like, well, if I give you $10, will you do it? And I said, all right, because I was thinking about, I'd get 10 toys. Back then, dog store, right? So I'm thinking, okay, I'll do it. So by the time I hit the stage, I was like, I saw all these people, I was like, I can't do this, I just can't do it. So once I sang the first song, I was comfortable. Yeah. And I think I sang 3 songs. I opened for Ramsey Lewis, and I think that was the beginning of my singing career.
Yeah. How were you when you had your first hit?
I was almost 13.
And what was that? Which hit was that?
Love on Two Wait. I'm sorry, let me be your angel.
Yeah.
That was my first hit.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
I remember that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, how far did it go on the charts? Do you remember?
That was a top 10 record. I believe it was number 5 or something. But it was a huge hit. That was one of my biggest records.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, perfect combination. Let Me Be Your Angel.
Love on a Two-Way Street.
Love on a Two-Way Street.
Actually, that song actually was, I think it did a little bit better than Let Me Be Your Angel, because that was actually a remake. The Moments had done that song. So it was funny because most people thought that was my song.
Yeah.
That was not an original.
Yeah.
That was recorded by The Moments.
It was similar to Whitney Houston's, what's the song? I Will Always Love You.
Right, Dolly Parton.
Dolly Parton did it first, but Whitney Houston made it popular. And that's exactly with you. Your song, when you did Love on the Two-Way Street, it was like nobody else had ever done it before.
Right.
That was a good song.
Yeah, but The Moments, they wrote and produced it, and they wanted me, Atlantic Records wanted me to do that song. So, like I said, I was only 13. Didn't know anything about love, of course, you know. But I sang the song, and it was a very big record for me.
Yeah. So from outside, even me, growing up as a child, watching you, and I'm not even from here, I'm from Mississippi. So even as far as Mississippi, you were hugely famous. But as a child, looking back now, what was it like being Stacy Lattisaw back then?
It was tough.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Because, see, most people only see the glamour and glitz of being in the entertainment business, but I had so many things I dealt with. You know, I dealt with a lot of bullying in school. You know, because at 13, Let Me Be Your Angel was a big record for me, Love on Two-Way Street. So some of the kids started picking on me, you know, because I was light-skinned, I had green eyes, I was called red girl, yellow girl, white girl, stuck up, because I was very, very reserved. I was very quiet. My daughter's the same way. So people kind of, you know, they read you just because you're quiet, and they kind of think that, well, she thinks she's all that, but I was always quiet, and I still am until I kind of get to know someone. I really don't open up to them. But so as time went on, my parents, especially my mom, because actually I had 2 teachers that started to pick on me. You would think that adults at 13 years old would not, you know, pick on a child. But I had 2 teachers in middle school. I was in the 8th grade, and this one teacher, I'll never mention her name, but this one teacher just, for whatever reason, she gave me the hardest time. And I remember I came home and I told my mom, and my mother was always the kind of person, if you mess with my daughter, I'll yes. Oh, yeah. And I'm the same with my kids. I call myself a mama bear. But so my mom went to the school, and fortunately my dad was with her. So she talked to the teacher, and they ended up having words, and I'm glad my father was there, like I said, because if he wasn't there, there's no telling what may have happened, you know. But it's unfortunate that, you know, it came with the territory, of course, but, you know, you wouldn't think that an adult would treat a child a certain way, but I think in that case it was jealousy. And it's unfortunate, and bullying is still continuing today, and this was years ago when I was in middle school. And I had a situation with my daughter in middle school with this boy picking on her. You know, he takes a Sharpie and writes on her white coat. For no reason. I'm like, okay, so what am I supposed to do? First I prayed. Because I didn't want to go to school and get ugly, you know. So I said, okay. So how do you deal with this? You know, you can't just ignore it. You know, I always tell people, because I have a mentoring program, I go to schools, I talk to kids about the importance of being a leader. I talk to kids about integrity, which I'm so much on integrity. Being a leader, not a follower. And bullying, because this bullying thing needs to stop. And I think with some kids, they're scared to tell because they think, well, if I tell them, they'll get beat up. You know, so
it continues.
It continues. But with me, there was this one girl in school. You know, she back then in middle school I had long braids, so she pulled my hair almost every single day. And she was big and tall. I was afraid of her because I said if I tell, then she's probably gonna beat me up. So right. So I said, okay, I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna tell my mother. So of course the next day my mom was at the school and she went over to the girl and she said, let me tell you something. If you ever bother her again, you have to deal with me. You know? And needless to say, she never even looked at me. And that's what I did with the young boy. Right. That's what I did with the boy that was picking on my daughter. And you know, I was respectful and I just told him, I said, I'm not gonna tolerate this. And I think that's what kids need to do. Don't be afraid. You need to tell whether it's your sister, your brother, your mom, your dad, because this needs to end.
So your life then, I mean, you're living an everyday life now, even though you're Stacy Lattisaw.
Yeah, I have two teenagers.
Oh boy.
Two teenagers.
A girl and a boy? Or?
Yes, my son is 17 and my daughter's 14.
Oh, okay. So when you were growing up, your peers were celebrities.
Yeah.
I mean, didn't you tour with the Jacksons, I think?
I opened for the Jacksons in 1981,
really?
Which was the highlight of my career.
Really?
I got to meet Michael and the entire family, tour with him, and you know, and it's funny because I was 14, almost 15, when his management called my manager in New York, and I said no, because, you know, at 15, you're not thinking about, you know, going on the road. You just want to stay at home and play with your friends and, you know, do things that.
But it was the Jacksons, though.
I didn't care who it was. At almost 15, I wanted to stay home because we played kickball, volleyball, we played double dutch, but they don't do no more. They don't do that those days. Things have changed so much. But at 15, I just wanted to be a normal child, and I didn't have a normal childhood. That was taken away from me. So my parents were like, well, you need to do this tour because this is really going to you know, jumpstart your career. So I thought about it and I cried and I said no, but then I said, okay, I'll do it. So the tour lasted for 13 weeks. We went to 36 different cities. And after each show, I went in Michael Jackson's room. And I had a chance to talk to him. My brother and I, we talked to him. And but I turned 16. Michael called my house, and it was funny because my mother said, Stacy, someone's on the phone for you. And sometimes I get a little teary-eyed when I think about Michael because it just really was a shock to me that, you know, what happened to him, because I can definitely relate to what he went through being a child star, because at the level of success that he was on, I experienced it, but not that huge, because I couldn't go anywhere by myself. I always had to have my security around me. I had to come out of school. So, you know, I know what Michael experienced. You know, he would have to pretty much, what's the word, disguise himself when he went out, you know, in public. And, you know, and his childhood was the same way. You know, he had to come out of school at an early age, and you know, people don't really understand the type of pressure and stress that you're put under at that young age, having to perform. And during that tour, we performed 4 nights a week. You know, so we were in like different cities, and next day we were in another city. So it was a lot. So when I found out that Michael Jackson had passed, it just broke my heart. I think it broke the whole world. It did. You know, and Michael was not the monster that people thought he was. I knew him, and I knew that I couldn't even go to the funeral because it just, I knew I couldn't. I couldn't do it. But anyway,
so what was, I mean, when you look back on people who had childhood similar to yours and Michael is gone, you know, that lifestyle took him away from us.
Right.
What happened differently in your childhood or in your adulthood that where you're still here today?
Kept me.
Yeah, that kept you here. That kept you.
That kept me because, like I said, with that type of, and see, what he was about to do was he was about to come back out with this big, huge tour and the new album. And he even said that he had a lot of stress because people were expecting so much of him during this tour that he was about to appear on. So there was a lot that he was dealing with, and I think it was too much for him because people tend to expect, I think, so much, and for him, you know, he was a superstar, so he just couldn't handle it. And you know, the medication that he was taking, and I think that it was a combination of things that it was overwhelming.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
But, you know, what happened? Yeah, it was terrible.